IBC budget is already being perused by the relevant committee of the House, that is Legal and Justice Committee. It will also be checked by other committees that are also relevant. For example, if they come to issues of information, they will go to the Information Committee and they will be questioned. If it comes to their budget, there is Budget Committee that is going also to scrutinize. That is their intention. Anybody can bring anything that you want as long as it's a draft. But this draft is what the Parliament is going to interrogate. And it is good to understand that the last budget, Kenyans were fed with a lot of misinformation about the intention of the budget, not the actual budget. Because the actual budget will be passed the day that act will be passed in the House. Today what we are doing is we are gathering information, the intention of each and every ministry, every state department, and all those other institutions that are supported by government. And therefore, for now, we are dealing with a draft proposal. But also, it is important for now for government to start speaking in advance, to start explaining in advance this process, so that again we are not caught in a tight corner whereby Kenyans will think a draft budget policy statement or a draft budget is the actual budget, and then they start fighting without information.
I think it would only be honest to say that to talk about the budget at this point is to jump before the drum. Because at the moment, if we were to go by the budget making cycle of this country, where we are at now is the budget policy statement. The budget policy statement just gives us an overview of what shall be informing the budget that shall be made for 2025-2026. And the overview is telling us that we have limited resources in terms of how we can collect revenue. We are also limited in the grants that we will get. And so the budget policy statement is just saying to Kenya at the moment for us to plan to live within our means in 2025-2026. So what you will see Parliament doing, committee by committee, is prioritizing projects depending on one, how useful they are to the public, and secondly, whether they can be completed, so that we are able to alleviate the problem of pending bills. Pending bills on themselves are going to be a priority in this budget cycle, so that we make sure that if there is any Kenyan who worked for government and has not been paid, we make sure that that person is prioritized in this budget, so that we can have some money circulating in the economy to ensure that if you have pending bills from county governments, from the national government, you start getting paid, because this is the problem you're hearing on the ground. When people say that there is no circulation, this circulation is because there isn't currency in the economy. There isn't money moving around. So with the budget policy statement before us, then the relevant departmental committees and Parliament at the right time will be able to now prioritize the projects. First, on the need basis. Secondly, on how we are able to complete those projects so that we are not putting money in projects that won't be completed. And thirdly, to be able to ensure that we spur the currency of economy on the ground, in businesses and in enterprise with the Kenyans.
Wenzangu ambao wanaenda wakipiga siasa kwamba tupigane na serikali ni watu ambao hawataki maendeleo. Nataka niseme wakati huu ni wakati wa kazi, si wakati wa kupiga siasa. Watu wagojee 2027 wapige siasa. Lakini kwa saa hii tunafanyie wananchi kazi. Lakini kwa sababu ya mimi kuwa ndani ya serikali, maendeleo inakuja kabete. Jambo la pili, nawahimiza mkubali kurejesta SHA kwa sababu unafanya kazi